Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you and welcome to Acknowledging Our Elders. And as you guys know, during Acknowledging Our Elders, this is the time we talk about the plants that we have encountered, we have a story with, we learned something from. And in this particular series, we are focusing on the plants that are growing right along the Bronx River here in Bronx, New York. We have a beautiful Bronx River, and along it, there's so many variation of plants that grows there. And those are our elders. As you all know, plants have been on this planet long before humans were even here. So they teach us some things, they help us in so many different ways. And today we have an amazing human being, Jen, who's going to share with us, her stories, her plants, her elders, her experience along the Bronx River, visiting, um, connecting with the space, with the plants. So, welcome, Jen. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation and to share what you know, your experience, your plants. So, um, yeah, just tell us a little bit about you, and what elders are you going to share with us today?
I have my elders right here. They're in this service, but it's like an elder that I consistently rely on, especially for my practice, which I am a practicing artist, architect, designer, um, and just educator in general. My elder is Tulsi or Holy Basil. Um, I found her around like the main area of Concrete,
Yes.
um, in the Bronx, and I guess like my relationship to this specific like plant or medicine would be something very like more so spiritual than um physical, if
Mhm.
that makes sense. I
Yeah.
think for this specific like experience that I've had with incorporating this elder into my life, it um think the experience just opened up the confidence in like how my practice is very much rooted in the land and what I can provide to the land, and more so that than what the land can provide for me. Which is why I don't even need um, to consume or to depend on like holy basil for too much, for too long, or for too much, honestly. Like this is my like the tea I have for the day, but I won't have it consistently because I don't need it that much anymore. But when I first started interacting with this herb, I would make it a habit to at least make a tea or a tincture that I could incorporate into my daily practice of healing. But now it's just more so like whenever I am in need of a connection that feels more rooted in myself or to the land, I feel like, okay, maybe I do need to revisit. And now is like a perfect time, respectfully. So it's funny that you reached out because I was this pack I just bought yesterday because I was like, something needs to be.
What is
Mhm.
that? The
It's
pack.
just these two packs. These are like my old reliables now with when it comes to
Okay,
Tulsi
Tulsi. Yeah.
because I can't always, depending on the season or just like how you introduced it to me, I and just how what I've researched and like learned about the herb, I rely on these two specifically and what they've done for my body and how they feel in my body. So I usually use like more than one pack of because one tea bag is not enough. So if I open this, it will be more than one tea bag in there. And is these two brands, and this is like I don't know if it shows up clearly. Okay. And those are the ones I use regularly or the most. I also like how this specific like elder introduced me into not just incorporating medicine that I can find in the US, but medicine I can find in other countries. Like I didn't know there was African Tulsi, but I found some, and that was a very beautiful like period of my life where I was like acknowledging a lot of like very old and new relationships. So it was very beautiful to incorporate African Tulsi into that period of my life because it put a lot of my relationships into perspective, and that was really beautiful. But these are more so like very helpful and just like reorienting like what I got planned or planning. And then another plant or elder that I associated with a lot in the like concrete um in the
Concrete Plant
same
Park, right? Yeah.
yeah in the same section but across from it, so like across from the section where you have like your your beds like
Yeah, that's
in the
where
more
the
public.
community garden, I think, is in the
Mhm,
back. Yeah, yeah,
mhm.
yeah, yeah.
In that area I was able to like meet Shogwear, and you like reminded me, so that's why I'm laughing because
Oh, chokeberry. You talking about, okay, yeah. So chokeberries, it's on the foodway, like in the entrance
yeah,
when we first come, like
yeah.
not in the beginning, but like
But towards the
in the
middle,
middle.
yeah,
Yes,
like
towards the
across
middle in
from
the
where
foodway.
this is. So across from this elder is Shokeberry. So,
Yeah.
but that's another elder that I felt like it was a blessing to me, respectfully, because I turned like what I had like fostered into, was it a tincture or a syrup that I made that we made
You
together?
made us,
Like
I think you made a syrup,
it
an
was a syrup.
oxymel and a syrup.
And that carried me throughout the whole winter, summer. Like it set me up for like whenever I would get sick, it would just be, it wouldn't, I couldn't even consider it sick. It would just be a cough one day or a sneeze or it just minimized the symptoms that I would have
Mhm.
usually when I would get a cold or flu symptoms. So even that was a really beautiful elder to be introduced to. Um, and then Motherwort as well. Um,
Motherwort, yes.
that one that one's a special elder just because it was one I felt, how do I say, like I felt even just like harvesting, I felt like I don't know if you remember I think it was Imelda that was there with us, and I was like telling her specifically I don't want to take too much. Like I don't want to like I don't want to like I don't want to
Yeah.
intervene or like, and she was just like, who else is gonna take it? Like, I was like, well, like,
Like,
but there, it's so special, like, and for that one specifically, I was just like connected to in a very different way, where I was just like, I don't want to disrespect or overstep with this specific elder, and from the get-go, I was just like, I'm not using this for anything that is like not highly like um intentional. So
yeah.
for that herb, it I really let it um just sit with me for a while. Like I had a special place in my altar where I would let it sit until I figured out what I was going to like how I was going to introduce
Hmm.
myself to
Yeah.
this elder, not just how it was introduced to me, or how its energy interacted with me through first impression. I wanted to have my own living experience with this elder, which is also the same thing I had with the Holy Basil with the displaying the batch that I didn't dry correctly. Instead of throwing it away, I displayed it just to see what it's like to live like in the same space um as these elders, because I feel like that still transfers and
Mm-hmm.
is still something that's undeniably there that we can't fully comprehend or explain. But I feel like this is something that I do um, with medicine that just helps me understand my body's relationship to space and land. Um, and so with Motherwort, um, she was sitting there for a while, and then one point I was just like, I need you. Like, I need you. And I used my my torch and also my fan, like my spiritual like smudging fan, and I just like burn her very like slightly
Mm-hmm.
and uh fan the space with it, like just smudge the space with it. And at first it was a smell that I did not expect, but then after the second like round of me like going through with this process, the smell kind of like shifted or turned into something like bittersweet, if that makes
Okay.
sense. So it just turned into like a, whoa, what's it doing? Like, what are you trying to show me? What are you, what is the intent? Like, what are you actually like?
What are we doing with this?
What
What's
are we
happening?
doing? What are we doing? Because you told me you expressed that you wanted to be like released in this way, so why you? And I also took the smallest amount, so I couldn't really use this
Yeah.
other to its fullest.
Yeah.
So I think burning or just smudging with this specific batch was probably like the smartest thing to do in terms of like connecting with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so even just that process was really beautiful, but I think concrete and just that whole like river
Yeah.
really introduced me to like some very special like elders in general, and just like um gave me an even more how do I say, like a careful eye for these elders. Like now I am, even like just through your instruction or just through your introduction to the space,
Yeah.
I'm able to walk into that space and know like when things are not going to be growing, when things are not going to want to be awake or want to show themselves or want to even show up for us. Like, I remember when you were introducing me to, I think it was like either like late onset or um, it was an elder with white flowers.
It probably was late bone set.
Yeah. So it probably, okay.
Yeah, because well, another one, Yarrow, but I think it was late bone
No.
set. I think it was
Okay.
late bone set. And it had a
When
nice
you,
smell. Did you?
yes.
Yeah, late bone
So,
set is the wife. Yeah, it has beautiful
yeah.
smell. Yeah.
Even the difference between me going the previous year and the, not this current year, but the prior year that we did go again to harvest more, um, like the difference in like how much grew and how much didn't grow this past year was like baffling to me. And that, I don't know if it shows like how much we are in need of it or how much we are in less need of it or how much we are neglecting it as an elder. Um, so it just brought up a lot of like conversations in my head where I was just like thinking if um like Tulsi or chokeberry are diminishing in like how much we are able to interact with them, then like what does that mean in terms of like how much respect we're giving to those others and how much forgetting we're doing and not even acknowledging that they're there for our assistance, which is why I was like with the motherwort, it was funny that there was so much in that area and I was still like, but I don't want to disrespect. I don't want to like take too much. Like so it was funny that like there was less Tulsi, less chokeberry, but so much abundance in the motherwort that it just showed like maybe this is something that and even like the way people were speaking about the motherwort and knew so much about it, like just in the surrounding like conversations we were having, I was like, okay, so let me build my own relationship with her because so yeah, just like that's like an overall like encompassing like introduction to how I not just navigate the concrete area, but how I navigate like interacting with elders in this way and not just seeing them as um, medicine, but also um, living beings that I can interact with and should interact with and should build relationship and bonds with, even within the home, which is why when my plants die, I get really upset and it breaks my heart because I'm like, I wasn't there. But that's for another story.
Nope, it's me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was me. I was muted. No, this is great. Like, thank you for sharing that, your experiences and, what you did with the plant, how you interacted with them. I do have a question though. Like,
Hmm.
I've never used motherwort in smudging. So, what
Hmm.
does that smell like? Like, what's
I
that?
don't I
Like,
don't even know if I was supposed to like I was just called
no,
to.
you was like a lot of time I see that
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you was supposed to, which is why you did it,
Okay.
right? Something came up and was like, hey, earn it, right? Like you said, you was building your own relationship, you had a little
Hmm.
bit, and
It's
there was this energy, this thing that was like, hey, we could also do this with this
yeah,
little
that's
bit
why
and
I was like
connect that way.
it's
How was
sweet and
that?
sour. It's I feel like the effect of what the environment felt like and the smell is
Mhm.
just sweet and sour. It's
Oh,
very
sweet and
weird.
sour. Oh,
Yes,
wow.
that's what I said earlier. I don't know if I like it came out weird, but it's
No,
like a
no.
sweet and sour effect where it's just like very calming, very much like Holy Basil way is very calming. But there's like this pungent like it's
Yeah.
just like this is yes, but
Okay.
kind of like sage, like white sage, but not as strong
Okay.
in
And that's
smell.
the
It's just like very
thing.
subtle because of the sweetness.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
thing too, which I like. So when, people try something different, um, I really enjoy that because when it comes to smudging, there's many plants that can be smudged.
Yeah.
So, and I like to see the variation added onto that and stuff. That's really cool. Um, Okay, so I forgot the other question I had. You mentioned something and going on and on about this. I forgot. However, I do want to know, like, right, like, what is one lesson or one aha thing that Mother Word taught you? Same thing for Tulsi and Chokeberry.
Um, but this would be easier for motherwort because it literally
Okay.
like drove me out of like
Yeah, please, Mother Word it out.
bro, it just drove me out of that space that I didn't need to be in. And I think that's where that sour came in because I was just like, why is this like but I
Wow.
think it's just like the sour sweet effect is like, bro, you gotta get through the hard part to be able to get into the paradise respectfully. So I'm gonna make it hard for you. So I was just like, why me? Um, but that's how I interact with that elder in that sense. But with baby Tulsi, she's like my academic buddy. Respectfully, she keeps me in line in terms of like I know what I deserve in terms of education. I know I am capable of what I set out respectfully, so I'm gonna advocate for um that reality. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons that Tulsi combined with Motherwort have like been like pushing me towards like I know I am deserving of this reality, so I'm gonna keep going respectfully. um and then Chokeberry, I don't know, this is lasting effect respectfully. Um because I have not gotten as sick as I used to in terms of like cold, flu symptoms in a very long time, or since I started um consuming that elder. So even that's a very like beautiful acknowledgement of how the plant or medicine could like bring the body forth and not steps backwards, which is like what I was trying to get away from with like balancing Western and Eastern and just like medicine in general. Just like finding a good medium or a balance. And that's what Shokeberry was able to introduce me. Like, okay, this is actually like working and it's showing like all signs that it's working. So you can't deny it to the point where I was like, family, please. And they're still getting sick. And I'm like, bro, you shouldn't listen.
Yeah,
But
that's the thing. It's kind of like, hey, you're missing out.
yeah, you
Like, I'm
start
trying to
building the
tell you.
relationship, start building the relationship now because it's like it's just the same way you would take like your prescribed antidepressants. This
Yeah,
is the same way I'm um interacting with these elders. I'm not just like abusing the substance, I'm using it as medicine. And I think that's another part that people forget. Like plants can also provide medicine. Like certain supplements do need plants to be able to like come on up.
yeah.
So it's like um yeah.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Those were some really amazing and really important lesson that like really does support the body and is supporting you. So I like that you came and you're sharing those stories so people can see like plants um have values
Yeah.
and many people use them, just because you don't interact with the plant or you don't know, like there's many people that come and interact with these plants and it's something that they use, have a
Yeah.
way it gets used, but they use and build connection with those plants. We want, like you said, we don't want to forget them or um, lose sight of their values,
Yeah.
because when we lose sight of their values, then we don't want to use them, then they just become a thing. Oh, that's just a tree. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's just this. And it's like, no,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just a tree. It's a tree, like with everything that it has, that it gives and
Yeah,
that
it
it
has root.
performs and
It
that it
like
does.
literally has roots.
Yeah, so yes, we feel like it's just important to share those stories and for people to hear them and know like, oh wow, so and don't they say like civilization starts along the water, along the river, it brings everyone together from the animals to us to the plant life, the mushrooms, all of these things. So this was really nice.
The mushrooms is another thing I've been like incorporating more into my diet. Like just oyster mushrooms and
Yeah.
like, but even that, it just like,
Yeah, like they say in
yeah.
the wintertime you need to get your vitamin D up. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
mushroom are good with delivering vitamin D, and then you take
Yeah.
it, even if you get it like at Whole Food, wherever you get your fresh mushroom, cut them up, put them under the light of the sun, so they can get more
That
vitamins. All right. So thank you. I
thank
appreciate
you.
this so much. And to the rest of you gonna be watching this, thank you as well. All right. Okay. Bye.